The year 2026 is the year that you need to shift your trader identity in order to have your breakthrough in trading. Otherwise, if you don't change your identity as a trader, nothing's going to work. If you don't change your mindset, your internal beliefs, the way you see yourself, the way you show up, right? Nothing's going to work. You don't need strategies, okay? I'm assuming that at your level, you already have a strategy. You just don't know how to get it to work, okay? That's your biggest problem. It's not strategy. So we need to move away from that thinking and shift into becoming a better person, becoming a better trader from within. This is the identity shift that you need to grab hold of and really understand, understand at a core level if you want to see any kind of results, because it's not about, fixing strategies and all of that nonsense. That is good, but we're beyond that now. It's about becoming the trader that doesn't need to win because you know you're going to win. Does that make sense? This is the shift that you have to have. This is the year of the horse, okay? The year of expansion, 2026, okay? And without going into too much astrology, but this is the year where everything is going to be amplified from within. So who you are from within is going to show up in the market, okay? And you're either a complete chaos internally, okay? And you just can't get yourself together. And that is going to amplify it. And the market is going to bring that out quicker this year. Or you're someone that knows who you are internally, you're stable from inside, okay? And you have this quiet confidence from within, and then you know your strategy, you trust the process. That is going to be rewarded within this year. This is the year of the fire horse, okay? And so I really want to start the year off for you in this tone, in a way that I want you to come at the markets and show up from yourself, from as an individual. You see, the fearless person, okay? You see, the biggest problem right now is that traders are saying they want to be consistent. They want consistency. They want profitability. But then their identity is, when they show up, they treat it like a casino. They're acting like a gambler. They're gambling, okay? Or they're unsure of themselves. So that is what an identity shift really is, moving from a reactive gambler into a calm, professional, and consistent trader. Okay, this is a distinction that you have to understand. It's sort of like, the trader that is trading because they want to feel productive. So they're scalping markets, they're taking 5 trades a day. They think they're smart and they think they're being productive, and they have all these strategies and a bag of tricks and a bag of entries and different entry models that they've learned from ICT or whoever, and they're all trying to just cope and take a trade, basically to satisfy a dopamine hit. Or you're trading because you're bored, okay? Or you're trading to validate yourself, to prove something to your partner. That's a big one. Or you're trying to trade to prove to your audience. Maybe you are a trader with an audience. Maybe you're an influencer, okay? And you don't realize that you're basically performing for the public, which is nonsense, right? So these are some of the identity issues that will cause you to overtrade, over leverage, or be fearful, be stuck, hesitate, whatever it is, right? And you have to break yourself. You need to disconnect from that old identity. You cannot bring your old self into 2026. Okay, if your old self last year was struggling with trading, okay, and you roll that over into this year, nothing's going to change. So you have to really understand what I'm trying to say and go within and fix this at the core level. You see, if you don't fix your identity, or you don't even understand it and how to overcome this section, right? This is what's going to happen. You're going to overtrade. You're going to go on a tilt. Okay, because the reason you try to revenge trade is because you have maybe some ego or some identity attached to some outcome, and then you take a loss and it really hurts. Okay, and you can't handle it because you're not secure in your identity. So then you're trying to fix that, you see? And then you're basically chasing trades and trying to get back at the market. That's the consequence of having a misaligned identity, of not knowing yourself, you see? And so this is one way it can destroy your trades, okay? Or you're not sure of yourself. You're not sure of your strategy. Like, you know your strategy, but you don't really know it. You don't know it like the back of your hand. You don't know it like the back of your, like spelling your name backwards, right? It's not unconsciously competence, okay? You don't have that knowingness of it. So then you're hesitating. You don't know your numbers. You don't know your full win rate because you haven't done the, 100 hours of backtesting. You haven't done the boring work, okay, the practice work, the work behind the scenes, the low dopamine work, the important work. You haven't done that to build the confidence as a trader to know your strategy. So then the consequences of that is a weak identity because you haven't put in the work, okay? And then when you show up, you hesitate. That's the consequence. You see what I'm saying? You hesitate to pull the trigger. You can't pull the trigger. Or once you pull the trigger, okay, you're fearful. You're scared of being wrong. You don't want to be wrong, okay? Or maybe you have an internal trauma from your childhood of being unworthy, okay? So you don't see yourself. You don't identify as someone that is worthy of profits, of success, okay? You don't see yourself like that. And so what happens there is then you can't hold on to your profits. You see, you might have a good week in the beginning. So Monday and Tuesday, you're green. Okay, so you're sitting in profits, but then you don't feel safe. It feels awkward. You don't feel like you deserve to keep that money. So then you continue trading and then you end up giving it back. Do you see? And so that's another consequence of having a weak identity. So all of these things you have to fix at a core level. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. I could give you the 100% win rate strategy right now, and you will still mess it up with the wrong identity because you don't identify as a trader that is consistent. So the solution to all of that, the identity that you want to embody, not pretend to have, you have to become it, okay? You have to become a calm person, a calm trader, okay? You're not phased. You don't flinch. You don't chase. You don't react, you respond, okay? These are some of the traits. You're patient, okay? The best thing you can do is take a piece of paper with a blue pen and a white piece of paper and write down the identity of the consistently profitable trader that you're trying to become. What does that person do on a day-to-day basis? Okay? From their trades, how they respond and react in trading. Do they over leverage? Do they get mad at the markets? Do they try to revenge? Do they, get back at the market? When do they try to fix, or are they calm and calculated and in control and patient? You see, like, you really need to sit down and think what this person is, who this person is. right? And not pretend to be it. You have to become it. You have to become the identity of that trader, okay? And this is important because you will get your results based on your identity. So it goes back to the beginning, what I was saying, the year of the horse, where it's the year of expansion, where everything that you are is going to be pushed out and expanded at a very fast, rapid rate. So a lot of people are going to go bust quick, and a lot of people that are under control and they got their identity together are going to expand and go up quick. Do you see? This is the reality of this year. If the market is a reflection of your internal self, okay, then that internal self is going to be amplified. So you really have to go in and fix this at the core, the identity. Okay? And so not a lot of people are talking about this in the way that I'm trying to explain it to you so that you can understand it. Okay? And that's how you're going to separate yourself from 99% of every other trader that is just trading to chase a dopamine, or trading or chasing a strategy or some holy grail or some EA or something external. You see? Those guys are, they're going to have another losing year, but not you. Okay? You're watching this, okay? Just watching this video, you're already shifting your timeline. You're collapsing your timeline. You're stepping into a different quantum field because I'm opening up your awareness to what is actually important, right? And if I can get you to change and shift your internal identity, okay, then your results are going to change. Basically, I'm putting you on a different path. Does that make sense? Not the path of a reactive trader that is chasing dopamine, but a path of the consistent sniper, the consistent warrior, a trader that is in control of their nervous system, regulated, has the right subconscious programming. All of these things, this is important stuff. It's not just strategy, okay? And so those are the benefits that you're going to get from paying attention to these things that are below the surface. It's deep below the surface, okay? It's not obvious, but it is obvious, okay? Just because you can't see it, because you cannot see what I'm talking about, does not mean that it does not exist. It absolutely does exist. And until you understand that and master it, nothing's going to change, because the world that you create, your results that you have in your life, in your trading, it's all coming from internally, your internal identity. It's all coming from within, being pushed out, expanded outwards. You see, that is what this year is going to be about, really. Okay, so you got to master yourself. If this resonates with you, okay, check out the course that I have in the link in the description. Okay, that's what we do. We go in and fix and reprogram your internal trading identity and put new ones into you, program new shifts into you so that it sticks at a subconscious level. And then all of your actions and your results become automatic. Does that make sense? You're not fighting reality. You're not fighting or going upstream against anything. When you embody this and it comes from within, then your results become automatic. You don't overtrade. You are disciplined. You suddenly become patient. You see, you can go days without trading. You don't need to always be in the market. You don't need to be right all the time. You don't obsess over charts. This is what a controlled, disciplined, professional, consistent trader lives and embodies. This is who they are by default. Okay, so you have to shift into that person. Okay, otherwise it's going to be difficult. So that's the first link in the description. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Welcome. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you're fighting and battling with and how your day's going, where you're at with your trading. I read all the comments. But until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.